To get started, you're going to need a playmat, that's optional, a deck consisting of 60 cards, damage counters, status condition markers, and a V-star marker, as well as a buddy.
You are live.
Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to flip a coin to see who goes first, or we're going to roll a dice. Draw 7 cards and see if you have a basic. If so, you're going to lay it down in the active position. Once you have a basic Pokemon in the active position, you will then draw 6 cards. You'll put these 6 cards to the left on your playmat. These will be your 6 prize cards. If not, shuffle your hand back into your deck and try again. As many times as you must. For each mulligan, your opponent takes 1 extra draw before starting their turn. Once both opponents are ready, here's what you can do during your turn. You'll start your turn by drawing a card. After that, the floodgates open. There are some first turn rules, however. First turn going first cannot play a supporter, nor can it attack, but it can do everything else that is mentioned next. First turn going second, however, can play a supporter card and is allowed to attack, but it is usually hard to pull off a first turn attack. That being said, you can manually attach only 1 energy per turn. You can only play 1 supporter per turn. You can play as many items and tool cards as you want. You can retreat once per turn if you have the required energy cost to pay. You can play only 1 stadium per turn. You can play as many basic Pokemon as you can, up to 5 on the bench, 1 in the active. You can only evolve Pokemon if it has been out in a previous turn as many times as you want. Use abilities on Pokemon, and to finish you can either pass or you can attack. There is a Pokemon checkup phase between turns that is mostly utilized by status conditions and some abilities. You take poison damage in between turns. Usually, it is only 1 damage counter unless otherwise stated. Burned Pokemon will have 2 damage counters placed on them. Flip a coin. If heads, after taking damage, you recover from that condition and are no longer burned. For sleep, you'll flip a coin to wake up. Heads is awake, tails is still asleep. Abilities, for example, like Venusaur's ability allows you to draw up to 4 cards in your hand during the Pokemon checkup phase after attacking. When it comes to status conditions, there are some things we need to follow. Whenever your Pokemon is asleep, it cannot attack or retreat, but abilities can be used. Asleep Pokemon are laid down counterclockwise left on their side. Think, the prizes are the pillow. Paralysis, your Pokemon is unable to do anything for 1 turn, including abilities. Pokemon that are paralyzed are laid down clockwise right on their side. Burn Pokemon will have a burn status condition marker indicating that they are burned. Likewise, Poison Pokemon will have a poison status condition marker placed on them. Poison Pokemon stay poisoned until switched out, evolved, or is taken out of the active position. And here's a few ways of how to win. You take all 6 prize cards before your opponent. If your opponent cannot draw a card at the beginning of their turn. If there are no basic Pokemon on your opponent's bench and you knock out their active. And lastly, your opponent concedes or gives up. There are a wide variety of different types of Pokemon cards. Pokemon that hit big or have useful abilities that are worth only 1 prize for your opponent, to bigger Pokemon V that give up 2 prizes that are stronger and have game-winning abilities, to even bigger Pokemon V-Star that are worth 2 prizes, or Pokemon V-Max that are worth 3 prizes that have higher hit points, incredibly strong attacks, and abilities that are too great not to play. And starting in March 2023, the new Pokemon block Scarlet and Violet will be arriving with new strong Pokemon EX that can be basic, stage 1, or stage 2 that will only be worth 2 prizes. And some will come with new ability called terrestrial abilities that have special abilities that could have the potential to become a fun new mechanic to the TCG. Right now is a great time to hop into the Pokemon TCG. You have so much to choose from to start your Pokemon adventure. Hope to see you guys out there, and remember to stay thankful.